All right, so here we go. So in regards to like what's changed, Benny's put his hand up.
So the only thing that has changed for me has been the lack of gigs. So a lot of people were saying like, yeah, money's not coming in and stuff like that. Yeah, money's not coming in for me too. Like, but I'm not going anywhere to spend any money either because there's kind of nowhere to go and we're encouraged to stay at home.
All of a sudden there's time for this really nichey stuff that I've been working on, those projects that are half started, half finished. I've got a folder on my computer desktop of like current projects. And I had a chance to actually go through and go, oh, that's shit, I'm going to throw that out. Oh, that's really good, I'm going to rework that. So there's scripts that I'm re-looking at that I've written in the past, that I'm re-looking at re-editing. There's songs that are half written. There's all these ideas that I can put together, and just having a bit of space and clarity from everything has given me an opportunity to be able to focus on things. I'm trying to upskill myself. I'm teaching myself photography and video editing and things like that. Just trying to use the time constructively, because otherwise I would just watch cooking videos on Facebook all day. That's all I do, man.
I found myself listening to more music than I have in years.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like maybe because I've had some time, but like, yeah, I've been just putting on random albums and kind of searching for stuff. I don't know if any of you guys have done that.
Spotify?
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone has that Spotify thing where like you have like a related artist, the artist you're listening to, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is really good. And then you get to another related artist and it just gets better and better.
Love albums. I just do whole albums because I've got time, you know?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you guys. I've come onto so many great artists that I really, really enjoy just through the simple fact that Spotify leads us into that whatever like random related artists. And yeah, it's great. I've found wicked stuff. It's great.
I've actually gone the other way. I've been diving deep into nostalgia and listening to like albums that I used to love that I just don't have the time to listen to. You might hear a song here and there, but like Mark was saying, just like press play, listen to the whole thing, 16 tracks, wait the 10 minutes, hear the secret track, and just loving myself sick doing it too. Walk around the house with my headphones in so the kids can't hear all the swears. And it's been really great. But yeah, I've been loving nostalgia and watching old TV shows. I've been listening to old music, and yeah, I'm loving it so much. Not that we shouldn't be exploring new things right now, but goodness me, yeah, I'm finding comfort in the familiar, I suppose.
I'm kind of liking the change of pace, but I was going to study in the USA, and I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So
I have a road case business building custom cases, which is basically that's all but died. No one's touring, so no one needs cases.
Like, what is it that you in your life have learnt in like something that you probably never would have learnt otherwise?
I'd be happy to start that off. For us, it's been really, really cool to just like hang out as friends and have that time to really connect with each other as musicians, playing in the same band and hang out as friends and stuff, rather than really focusing on just trying to get it down tight. But at the same time, we are getting it down tight because there's no gigs to play. There's no pressure to like quickly brush up on something. We can actually really focus on stuff, which is really great.
I've learned that it's better to appreciate kind of this time now than what's going to happen in the future, I think. Because,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, when it goes back to normal, you know, it's going to be interesting if we lose like what we find appealing to us now, or if we try and keep that happening in our lives to ensure that it, you know, you become more fulfilled as a person, I guess. It's just, yeah, I think that's what I've learned. I've learned to appreciate kind of like what I've got and what makes me happy, and then, you know, and all that. And I think kind of being able to like put kind of myself first a little bit more compared to before, where, you know, you work 5 days a week and then you gig on the weekend and you don't really see anyone, and then social life goes down the toilet and the rest of it kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's what I'm learning now, to appreciate that.
I feel like it's been a huge eye-opener for me and a huge awakening to really like focus on what makes me happy as a personal human being. And I've been heavily involved with the cover scene for quite such a huge amount of time, and always wanting to get into songwriting more, always, but never made an effort to embrace it because obviously there's not much money in songwriting unless you're amazing at it and you have hookups and stuff. Like, it can be really challenging for some people without the right education, knowledge, hookups, whatever. Just having this time at home to spend more time with the family and doing things around the house to benefit our family has been a huge eye-opener for us. So for me, the changing part has just been just me evolving as a person as well.
I think a lot of you are going like, oh, well, if I've got more time, then it's like, okay, what do I do? Is your first sort of like natural sort of reaction. It's resistance, it's change, it's all of that. But then you go, oh, wait, I can smell the coffee now, or the roses, or I can actually do these things that I want to be able to do that I usually don't have time for.
Now I'm sort of enjoying doing other things, i.e. studio stuff. So it's sort of making me sort of reevaluate how I break up my time, sort of maybe investing more time into the shop, doing stuff more so in the studio rather than maybe teaching or gigging, sort of a shift of goalpost sort of thing. And probably not intentionally, just because it's sort of fallen in your lap that way and it sort of just feels good. And it's like, okay, maybe I can really be happy doing something else, but keeping everything else in line. But yeah, I don't know. Discuss.
I know exactly what you mean, Jordan. You kind of took the words right out of my mouth.
What I've learned about others working in retail, music retail, I've realised that a lot of people put work first, like that's it, and it's not music related. And they're coming in droves saying, I've always wanted to play piano. I've always wanted to play my guitar. They're digging out guitars from their garage or shed, and I've got to restring them or set them up or whatever. I've done more restrings and setups in the last 3 or 4 weeks than I've ever done in the months that I've worked there, because people are going, I need to do something. And just like musicians are living inside of all of us, or a lot of people, and they're not coming out. And it's actually awesome. I love talking to people and encouraging them, saying, it doesn't matter that you're 50 or 60 or 80, do it because it's important for you. And they're smiling. Even though they're locked down and haven't got their job anymore, they're like really excited. I don't know, man. That's an amazing phenomenon I've never experienced before. In all the years I've worked there, and I've been there 15 years, So that's been awesome to learn about that, about others.
Change for me, I mean, there's probably several things really, but the ones that really came to mind was how important savings are. That there's so many businesses that have pretty much gone under, like all around the world, and it's only because they just didn't have just that bit to be able to just tide them over.
What I've noticed is that you guys are all pretty resourceful, and you just get on with it. That's amazing. It's like I thought I was going to hear some stories of people on the gear, ODing, hitting the bottle, on the streets, but well, we are musos. That's the stories I wanted to hear, but
we're getting to that. We're getting to that.
I've got a whole bunch of obsolete technology in my room - recording studio, and for the longest time I haven't used it to its fullest extent. And a really weird one for me, which is completely niche and boring as hell, but I figured out how to get this obsolete hardware-based recorder to use as a control surface for my obsolete laptop, running through obsolete interfaces via MIDI. And I would never ever do that if I didn't have the time to kind of troubleshoot. It was a bitch, but I got it happening and kind of taught myself about it as I was doing it. And I was just yeah, I'm kind of proud of that. But I kind of feel to me, it felt like a bit of a lesson in kind of going, you can get a lot of enjoyment out of the stuff you already have if you had the time and the reason to kind of figure it all out. I guess that can go for instruments, anything, if you've just got one guitar, you can figure out how to get different sounds out of it if that's all you got and you got some time.
I've never spent more time with my pedals before in my life.
What's today? Thursday? There's a thing that I've learnt. Don't even know what day it is.
Crafty and I experimented with when he and Dave were doing a sound check on, was it Saturday night? Yeah, and I was 300 kilometres away down at the shack in the York Peninsula, and I actually could log into his computer and mix their Facebook live stream for a test on the Saturday night from 300 k's away. So that was pretty cool.
Fucking cool.
And Storky was on the, so he wasn't waking up his wife and kids. He was on the deck with a sleeping bag and a beanie.
And a fire and beer and scotch. But, and then we learnt very quickly on the Sunday that things fall over when internet doesn't work up in the hills. And so it's all been a massive learning curve.
Yeah, the music store that I work at, a lot of restrings, a lot of people just wanting to buy, and Yamaha's a great, nice little acoustic guitar that they just want to get their fingers moving, that have not always wanted to play. People that have upgraded and just kind of gunned it and just gone, yep, I'm going to get this, and get stuck into it and play again. That's been really cool. Along with learning, I guess learning how to explain things a bit better in terms of teaching, like on guitar. This is how it should be. Try this, just general communication. Along with the learning, the live streams. So Storky came for the first installment of sort of the live streaming stuff while he was trying to work it out himself with his live streams, his solo thing, which we've sort of got under control. But while playing, like it's, you sort of feed off the crowd, even if you're not always looking at the crowd as such. We're playing in a lounge room, it's like a theatre room which just has couches, which isn't the most inspiring thing. But knowing people are watching, we don't even know who's watching. I haven't got anyone. I can't see who's actually watching and stuff like that. But seeing that, knowing that a bunch of people that probably wouldn't be tuning in usually to like Saturday night's live stream that now have the time to whatever, you sort of got to be on your A game. Well, I feel like I need to be on my A game and like make sure I know the songs and know the lyrics. Make sure I'm playing good.
I had a suggestion for that. You know how Jode's got her cinema room there?
Yeah.
And she's got her massive projector?
Yeah.
All you have to do is project the Facebook live stream from there, and you can see the comments down the side, and people, you can ask them to comment, like Crafty.
Yeah.
Because he's the consummate professional, and he's always giving me ideas, and he said, it's like basic things, turn it around and ask people where they're watching from, or not what they're wearing, because that got a bit awkward the other night, but like just doing things that sort of try to get a bit of feedback, because otherwise it's very stale. It's very stale.
I've started to enjoy it, because you haven't got the look at the girl over there, look at her over that. It's like, while we're there, take it for what it is and try and lock in with the band a little bit more. I don't know, just it is different, but you make do with it. The other thing, kind of similar to what Harry was saying about like tone dialing, I'm Benny, tone dialing and just general practice. It's made you go, you've caught up on the things that you were chasing your tail with. Like for me, that's gathering teaching materials, making sure I've learnt this song for this gig and all that. Now that you've sort of caught up with that, it's like, you can enjoy all the distractions, plugging in your MIDI controller that Mark was saying, or, your tone dialing. You're getting from what you were originally doing now, which is practicing and like refining your craft, instead of just getting the job done and learning these songs because you're in a time crunch with everything. You kind of can get more attention to detail. Yeah, exactly what Benny was saying. That's been a big thing for me, is trying to just, I guess, take this time to be a lot more organized. And another thing, we would never have been in the same room with Sarah, Benny, Harry. Like, I don't think I've met Harry. You look familiar. I don't think I've ever met you. I've briefly met Huge once, I think, down at a winery. But I've never met Athol. I've never seen, I haven't seen Rowan in ages. So like, this is another cool thing as well. Just the being in this same room with it, talking with everyone. Like we wouldn't have done this. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying it. So.
Yeah, I just with the tone dialing thing, it's like, it's all well and good to do it by myself, but then when I get back into a band setting, it's like, oh fuck, now I'm back to square one, aren't I? So I got to retweak everything. But Yeah, like it is. Yeah, you're right. You've chased your tail whilst gigging, and now you've got the time to like set everything up perfect, kind of thing. I am worried that perfect is now going to be shit going back into the live setting, but yeah, hopefully not.
I'm noticing that, for instance, if I'm ever sick and I potentially might infect somebody else, well, I could potentially do a percentage of the services that I could provide, mainly like teaching one-on-one. I could do that like this. I showed one of my mates and her son just really quickly, like that crazy demonstration. And then she rang me a few days later and said, can our school hire you to come and show all of the staff how to use Zoom, and we'll pay you? And I thought, holy crap, there's a gig that I never anticipated.